Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Purple Space Program. But this time around, I added and subtracted some mods, and so I decided it would be better if we just completely started over. Since I pretty much can take a completely different path in the tech tree now. Mostly because I removed the life support mod. Because it had a lot of bugs in it, and nothing at all was working. So, let's start. I did transfer over. I can actually delete this. I did transfer over some of my ships from the last one that I was in. The last world that I was in, and some of the episodes didn't get uploaded. So some of those ships you have not seen yet before. And that's because the episodes that I made them in are no longer existent, as I'm no longer playing that world. And half of them have become obsolete now. Alright, and this is Orbit 1. And we have to put on Mystery Goo. Since apparently I didn't actually save Orbit 1. And I still think I'm going to get rid of these people, as I always do. And so, let's get to that. Okay. Sherbert Kerman, I definitely have to get you, just because of that. Who was the guy I was looking at earlier that I thought was pretty good? Oh yes, Sonbri Kerman, scientist. Yep, you can join. Alright, so now I need 2 pilots. Tedball Kerman? Sure. You're on. Bill Hat Kerman. Not very smart, I can see. Oh, golly. Actually, it looks like Enbury Kerman is pretty good. So we've got Sherbert Kerman, Sonbury, Tedball, and Enbury. I think I do have to get Phil Hat Kerman, because I have issues with not having enough Kerbals later in the game, and I just bought more Kerbals. How about I get a team of 6 then? And Harler Kerman. Alright, there's our team of 6 Kerbonauts. Alright, so who's going to be doing these missions? Nope, not what I wanted to do. I think we will have Tedball Kerman. Yes, Tedball. Alright, so let's save and let's launch. And I did turn down the sound a bit, I hope, because you couldn't really hear me in some of the videos. So we're going to start off by looking at the goo. The goo doesn't seem to be doing much right now. That's 3 science for that. Not much at all. But who cares? Get a crew report. You record the crew's assessment of the situation. Okay. Let's get an EVA report. EVA report. This is the most precarious situation. I don't think we can actually get back up if we do fall down like we just did. But surface samples are always good. Yes, 9 science. The surface is charred and coated with burnt rock component. There's also trace amounts of a conspicuous green substance. I'm guessing maybe mystery goo on that. Or maybe Kerbal rocket fuel. Yeah, that's just wasting monopropellant. And we cannot get back into the rocket. We're going to recover the vessel then. And we've already gotten science without even launching the rocket. And that... Okay, then I'm going to launch Orbit 1 now. Didn't we just do Ted Ball for that? We'll put Ted Ball on that. What I'll do is I'll put him up here, and I'll do them in order as to who goes on. Alright. Let's launch this thing with Ted Ball. Let's turn on SAS once everything loads, and you're off. Crew report. The shores look inviting as you watch the main roll into the east. This is literally the most basic rocket you can have. Okay, let's see what does Mystery Goo have to say. The goo jiggles and wobbles as the craft flies. Okay. I don't think we can do an EVA report pretty much. I'm going to time accelerate a bit. Until we lose all of our velocity. And stop going up. Alright, and now it looks like we're at apoapsis. And now we are going back down. And we can already deploy the parachute. So I'm pretty much just going to time accelerate. Then and we are going down really fast, of course. I think we might have a bug going on if we weren't slowing down. I think there might have been a bug if we weren't slowing down. And we are about to touch down. Pretty much right back where we started then. Touchdown. Let's take a look at the Mystery Goo. The goo doesn't appear to be doing much right now. We've already done that, and that's completely worthless. Alright, Let's recover vessel, and then we can launch another rocket. Alright. Ted ball. Now we can unlock both of them, I think. Alright, we've unlocked that. Unlocked that. Basic rocketry and engineering 101. That actually kind of sounds like a class, if you ask me. Unlock survivability. And we can't get any more than that. Alright. I believe Orbit 2 should be unlocked. What's invalid about this? See, I think we've unlocked these. We've unlocked this, we've unlocked that. I've unlocked that engine, though. No, we haven't unlocked that engine. So that is what the problem is. But that's an... Now it doesn't contain unlocked parts. Continue. And it still contains unlocked parts. Alright, so that you fixed. And these are the wrong... What happened here? Why am I having problems with this? Where did I get that? Oh! Oh, I am so dumb. Don't save. I remember what I did. That's the problem with doing what I do. And transferring files. I made a little science vessel that I took and put out on the runway. And I got a whole bunch of science from it. And that's pretty much all the science. Then we're not even going to save. We're just going to launch. It doesn't really matter who's in it either. We're just going to get the science from it. It's apparently Enbury. So we're just going to do a crew report. Blah, 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 blah. Observe mystery goo. Blah, blah, blah. Observe materials bay. This might be interesting. The materials show little signs of change, though one of the samples appears to be judging you silently. Now we'll go on EVA. EVA report. This is most worthless. That's a worthless EVA report. Take a surface sample. Surface appears to be very hard, like concrete. It might actually be concrete. Could be a good surface to land at. I'm sure we'll have some very interesting spacecrafts landing there. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? No, it was not. But you had to wear one due to federal regulations set by Squad Country, by the United States of Squad. Alright, so I need to research that. There's not enough to research stability. I still think we might have a problem. And we have everything required for Orbit 2 now. We can even change out the engine. Well, they don't really see why we need to, as we should have enough torque. So let's send this thing up here. Of course, with the right person. I hate how it does that. Alright, so let's save, launch. How much time have we been going for? Alright, only for 15 minutes. Okay, that's great. What I really need is a 2-screen setup here. I can just have order on the other screen. This was going to be necessary to have a stream. Actually, I can stream Minecraft. But I can stream Minecraft and still read Twitch because I can actually set for OBS just to record what's going on Minecraft screen. So I can have one side of my screen showing Twitch information, and the other side would be Minecraft. This rocket should take us farther than any rocket has gone before. Did the rocket just go out? Oh! I tried to take a screenshot and it shut down my rocket. Yeah, that's a problem sometimes. Is back when I had... I don't remember what it was. Oh yes, Ksp as my recording software. That never... when I was playing Kerbal Space Program. Because the way you get into XSplit is Control-Tab, I believe. Observing Mystery Goo now. The goo seems to be getting very cold now. Brrr. I wouldn't want to be the goo. I think this might get us in space, I'm not sure. Yeah, the Apoaps is in space already. We still have more fuel to go. I believe we have a heat shield. Yeah, we've got a heat shield. There probably wasn't enough Delta V in this to get into orbit, but either way, we did go for a really long time. And we can go for an EVA in space, also to get more science. Alright, we are in space, and he was really happy. He's doing a little dance. Alright, let's observe the materials bay. Microgravity has greatly affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects also are flying around the bay in a very messy but fascinating way. 25 science for that. Alright, mystery goo. The goo appears to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to have become brittle. 10 science. I'm going to go on an EVA. Crew report. You've recorded your observations about the situation. We'll keep that. I'm going to do board. Have I done a crew report yet? Crew report. It appears we are very much in space, because the sky is mostly below us. I probably didn't read that correctly. But now I do have to go shut my door because there's some ruckus outside. So just 1 second. Sorry about that. Well, let's look at the map. Oh, this nice view of mine. Let's see if we can see that from here. I'm probably looking right way, knowing myself. Right, there's mine. Say hello, mine. Alright, now you look really scared. He's thinking, oh no, we're slowing down. Oh no! That or he's in awe at what he's seeing. And now we're going down and he's happy. As long as we're going fast, he's happy. It doesn't matter if we're going really fast into the planet. He doesn't care, just as long as we're going fast. Let's see what is in here. The material is exposed already. Looks like something radioactive there. Actually, I think, honestly, the science system in Factorio is kind of messed up. The fact in which we get radars, which should require processors to make, as it requires a huge mathematical calculation to determine radar and things like that. But instead, we can just make it with gears and iron plates. Yeah, that shouldn't really happen. That shouldn't really happen. But what do I know? I didn't make the game. Right now I'm gonna time accelerate down. It should stop time accelerating once we hit the atmosphere. Like so. Okay, I'm kind of confused right now. So I removed TAC life support. But if I remove TAC life support, why do we have oxygen, food, and all of this other junk? That is something for me to be looking into. Okay, that was confusing. Right now we're burning up here. I'm sure he is happy about it. And he is happy about that. Look at his grin. Oh, going really fast on the surface. Right, really happy about it. I don't actually know how to describe this. Retrograde. I'm watching this. Risky. Safe. Alright, we are slowing down. To be honest, that was kind of scary. Actually, I think sometime I'm going to land something like this on Duna. I just really like this design. Of course, when we landed on Duna, we're going to have more interesting things on board. time accelerate down. This is nothing new. I'm going to shut down SAS in that case. You know, this is speeds that I dock spacecraft at. It's also the speed I land on Mun at. But at that time, there was so much more pressure. I think always when you're landing on moons with really expensive spacecrafts, that there's going to be a lot of pressure. Especially when you've got Kerbal lives at risk. Fortunately for Ted Ball, he's not going to be going on the Mun missions. Well, at least the early ones, with not so safe technologies. Kind of the bare minimum technologies. Okay. Let's recover this vessel, and we're going to have a lot of science for ourselves here. I'd also like to note that in the loading screen, it shows like Kerbal and all the planets. If Kerbal was that large and that close to the inner planet, it would burn up a huge fireball, because the solar wind would just tear it apart. And I think we do have time to do... But before we do that, we have to unlock technologies. I believe we do have time to do one more spacecraft. Or maybe that's something for another episode. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that in another episode. What should we do? What should we unlock next? We've got 60 spare science. Actually, we have a lot of spare science for right now. We can get basic science, which will give us all these communications devices, the thermometer. Or we could get advanced rocketry. Actually, for the Orbit 3 rocket, I could probably get into a high carbon orbit. So in that case, we don't really need this, actually. Or we could get aviation. Actually, I think we might just get aviation because of the wheels. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, we've got aviation now. We can get aircraft of all shapes and sizes. Orbit 3 is now unlocked. This spacecraft is going to get us into orbit. But that's something for another episode. So, don't forget to subscribe, everybody. Until then, I'm Fox2, signing off.